Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, hello and welcome back to the Heine House Gaming and Tech Podcast. I'm your good friend, Jason Heine, hanging out with you. It's December 6th, 2020, and it is exactly 10 o'clock a.m. in the morning. It is so good to have you. Thanks for kicking it with me. We're going to pop on over to the webcam. Yes, that is right. And folks, if you're looking into the video feed on YouTube, you're going to notice I'm wearing a robe. That's right. I got this robe from my mother damn near 15 years ago at this point. It is a very warm robe, and I love it. And since it's still morning time and it's winter time, I decided to put it on. Why? Because it's effing cold. Yes, it even gets cold down here in the desert. So what if 40 is freezing cold to me, okay? My blood has thinned. I've been in the desert for a while. But it's good to have you. I hope your December is going very well. This is episode 72. Mind you, 503-908-5490 is the phone number. HeineHouseLive@gmail.com. If you want to send over voicemails and questions, I can play them on the air. Just record yourself. You can do all that. HeineHouse.com is the website. And, of course, get at me everywhere on social media, at HeineHouse. Yes, that's right. I'm looking at my notes from my intro that I haven't done in a while, so I figure I'd just run through it. Of course, the show is completely supported by all of the amazing people you see right here on your screen. Thank you to all of those that support on patreon.com/Jason Heine. Give it up. Thank you. Thank you for an amazing year. I appreciate and love you all. Ground floor, main floor, and game lofters, thank you. I have 3 different tiers, 3 different stuff there, so feel free to check it out. Patreon.com/Jason Heine. And, of course, finally, you have a smart device in your house. I know you do. This was the year of smart devices. I think a lot of people picked up smart devices. I don't want to say them because I don't want to trigger any of them, of course, but the Amazon one and the Google A one. But, you also have your smartphones that you can ask to do things too. So, ask them to play the most recent podcast and watch what happens. Play that Heine House Gaming and Tech podcast. Just ask it and watch what it does. It's pretty cool. And, of course, HeineHouse.com is the website. I have a bunch of gaming news in this episode to talk about. We're kind of in a transition period. A few months ago, we talked about how gaming, a lot of video games are being released. And last episode was great. We talked about launch titles, and that was really fun. I went back and re-listened to the whole episode and really enjoyed it. It was fun. Really, really fun. So we're kind of in this transition period as far as gaming is concerned because a lot of games are being released or have already been released. They're trying to get, the holiday marketing, to be released. This is the time for gaming. Now, tech as well. There's some stuff that gets released in tech. However, this is kind of a slow period, I feel. Not necessarily has it been slow in the past. I feel like we had a lot of tech come out around November, December, but I feel like it's a little slower. I mean, yeah, we just got the new iPhone that just came out or whatever, but I mean, it's kind of always been the same old iPhone. You know what I mean? So not super, I don't want to go in depth about all that. My point on this is that I was looking for tech articles, and there's not a whole lot of newsworthy tech stuff going on, and that's just the way that it is. But we'll talk about some gaming. There is some news. I do have some stuff, and then we have some voicemails at the end. I think I have 2 or 3 voicemails, so we'll jump in and have some fun there. So we talked about this last year. Super Nintendo Land. Remember this? Super Nintendo Land, Universal Studios in Japan. They made a post this week saying that it's almost ready to go. In fact, it's pretty much ready to go. It's all built out. Universal Studios in Japan have announced an opening date for its long-awaited Nintendo-themed area. The Super Nintendo Land Zone will open February 4th, 2021. That's just a few months away, 3 months away. That's pretty awesome. And in fact, that's a little earlier than originally expected. Remember, I think it was just last month where they were talking about spring next year. So they've pushed that up, and we should be able to enjoy that February 4th, 2021. Yeah, really cool, really cool. And this is the really the first of its kind to have a Nintendo themed park anywhere. which is, I mean, there's Nintendo World Store, which is amazing. I've been there with Steph. We visited there maybe 5 or 6 years ago at this point. It was a lot of fun, but not an actual theme park type thing. I guess I call it a theme park, but it's very, very cool. They've also provided details as to what is sure to be one of the park's flagship attractions. That is a Mario Kart themed roller coaster. It's housed inside a reconstructed Bowser's Castle and makes use of augmented reality, AR, and projection mapping technology, with riders wearing AR headsets shaped like Mario's cap. The cars themselves have steering wheels, and multiple vehicles can race alongside each other, but it sounds like the ride itself is pretty much on the rails. It's not even guaranteed you're going to win in the race, too, because there's elements of throwing power-ups from item boxes and so forth. It's going to be awesome. You're going to get a different experience every time you ride it, according to Universal Studios Japan. I actually have a couple of screenshots so you guys can see this. Check this out. Check this out. The top picture there is the actual cart. So it looks like a good old-fashioned Mario Kart from like Mario Kart 8 or whatever. And then they seat like 4 people. You put on the headset. There's the Mario Cap augmented reality. And then they race around. And yeah, I bet you that is going to be a blast. I would love to try that. Love to try that. And I love the maps too. The AR headsets look cool. Really, really cool. February. Don't have to wait too long. I mean, I'm not planning on traveling to Japan anytime soon, but hey, you know, down the road, I think we can get that going. Speaking of Mario, we have another crazy expensive, oh gosh, excuse me, another crazy expensive game that sold. Are you ready for this? A different Super Mario Bros. Game now holds the title for the most expensive game ever sold. Let me just prepare myself for this. A sealed copy of Super Mario Bros. 3 on NES has sold for $156,000.
What? Bruh.
Super Mario Bros. 3 this particular game now holds the title of the most expensive game ever sold. Last year, after a sealed copy of 1990, where was sold, this copy, not last year's copy, this copy started at $62,500. That was the starting bid, and it went all the way up to $156,000. 20 unique bidders were involved in the auction. That means there's 20 people with this kind of money out there for these video games. That's insane. That's a lot. I feel like that's a lot. Back in July, there was one like this, Super Mario Bros. 3, that sold for $114,000. I think I reported on that as well. So now we have this one at $156,000. You may be wondering, well, what is the deal? Why is this so expensive, and why did it fetch so much? According to Heritage Auctions, this is the auction house that sold it, the game's record-breaking price came down to a couple of factors. First, it was of the very rare, relatively rare box design, which has the word Bros and Super Mario Bros, the bottom, covering up Mario's hand slightly. I'm not sure if it was a printing error or just something they overlooked at the time, but it was corrected in later revisions. So this is a rare box. Number one, it's a rare box. And number two comes down to the condition of this game. The condition of this game is rated a 9.2 A plus rating, which is a very, very high rating. 10 is the highest it goes. They rate the box and the wrapping as well. So the quality of the game and the rare box art variant is what got it to where it is today. The game that sold last July for $114,000 was rated a 9.0 A. So this is 9.2 A plus. Very, very cool. I have a picture of the box art, so you can see it right there. This is the exact game, 9.2 A plus. There it is, and you can see the Bros text is on top of, the layer is on top of Mario's hand. And later, I think it was changed. I believe it was, I thought I had a copy. No, not here. I believe the Bros was shrunk and put so that it wasn't over his hand. So yeah, a variant. People go crazy with this variant stuff. But yeah, very, very cool to see. I mean, imagine that. Imagine that buying this back in the 90s, which just came out in what, 90? Did it? I think it came out in 90. Think about buying it factory sealed, right? And then just like either it was stored somewhere or I mean, like, I don't know who had the vision to do that. It's very rare, very, very rare. Pretty cool stuff. Some James Bond news. Did you hear about the Hitman developers, IO Interactive, IOI? They're working on a new James Bond game. Pretty cool. IO Interactive, developers behind Hitman, is working on a James Bond video game. Announced earlier this week, news came with a short teaser trailer. It's basically just like the intro of every James Bond film ever, going down the gun barrel and all that. They're calling it Project 007. That's just working title. Coming to console and computers near you. It says the Danish studio is best known for the stealth series Hitman and third-person shooter Kane and Lynch games. They said, quote, "This is a wholly original Bond story exclusive as a video game. The game is currently active development." They also prepared a statement saying it's the most ambitious game in the history of their studio. So even more ambitious than Hitman. Well, I like Hitman. I think it's a really cool story-driven stealth type of a game. So I'm very excited. I wonder if they're going to adapt Bond into that type of ecosystem. I mean, they must. Very, very cool. Very cool stuff. Hey, if you're interested in going to PAX at all, conventions, conventions were hit hard during this year. Obviously, for obvious reasons. But PAX did make an optimistic announcement on a date to reopen in 2021. Now, before you start going crazy, they are definitely saying, look, this is optimistic. And all we're saying is that we want to come back as soon as possible, but we are not going to jeopardize safety. That's number one. So, first of all, before the pitchforks come out, organizers acknowledge that this date is optimistic and scheduled shows ultimately may not come to pass, but said that they are announcing dates now to help planning with the start of the convention scene in order to bring attendees, panelists, exhibitors, live music, and all that together. Quote, "Let's just say the quiet part out loud," they said. "If COVID-19 remains a major barrier to safety gathering at one of our shows, we will not take part. We will not have the show." They said they'll make it virtual if that's the case. "As much as we miss and even crave the togetherness and magic of PAX, we will not put attendees, exhibitors, or our guests at risk for the sake of an event if things are not on the up and up," they said. So cool. So here's what's planned. PAX East, June 3rd through 6th. This is 2021. PAX West, September 3rd through 6th, 2021. PAX Australia, more info coming soon, it says. PAX Unplugged, December 10th through the 12th. PAX South will take place in 2021, but will not take place in 2021, but will return in 2022. And PAX Australia, they said, is being worked on, and they'll announce information on that at a later date. So very cool. Yeah, I mean, I have very fond and close memories with PAX. PAX West up in Seattle. Love PAX, man. So many great memories with All Gen Gamers crew, and back when everyone was a relatively small YouTuber. A lot of great people, and a lot of great memories with that. It was actually, one of the first times I met Stephanie. To be honest, she flew out to PAX, and that's kind of where we hung out for the first time. Really cool. In fact, GameWorks Seattle, great times. I have a couple of articles about Microsoft. They acquired an esports tournament platform, Smash.gg. Now, if you're in the Smash community, and I mean Smash Bros community, maybe you would...
Let me smash, please.
You would probably know that community started out a long time ago supporting Smash Bros.
Let me smash, please.
But it has since evolved into lots of other games. In fact, I think there's 600 different games and tournaments that they provide. It's not just Smash.
Let me smash, please.
Microsoft's latest big video game acquisition is not a studio, but an esports platform, Smash GG.
Let me smash, please.
Which provides organizational services and support for amateur and professional gaming tournaments. It's now part of the Microsoft Content Services Group. Smash GG said,
smash, please.
Since we started in 2015, our goal has been to build active esports scenes around the games people love to play. Smash GG,
smash, please.
Smash GG said it's on its website. Today, we're excited for the next step in the journey by joining Microsoft to help strengthen our existing relationship and explore new opportunities. With this acquisition, the Smash GG community
Let me smash, please.
and tournament organizers will continue to benefit from the Smash GG platform.
Smash, please.
Every time I say Smash, it cues. I can't stop it.
Please.
I can't stop it doing that. It's on a voice thing. While our team now will benefit from the additional resources and support as part of the Microsoft Content Services team, it wrote, for now, it's business as usual as our combined team continues to support our community and tournament organizers. This is really cool news. Smash GG was originally created to support the Super Smash Bros. Community, but has grown from there to become one of the most commonly used platforms in competitive gaming. The Smash GG website says that it's now supports more than 600 active events and organizers across a broad mix of games. Very, very cool. So Microsoft is looking at the esports thing. I think that's big news, man. They're looking at that. And even though they may not be running the tournaments themselves, they're going to partner with people. They're going to bring stuff up. And yeah, this is really cool. This is good news. I like it. I thought that was interesting. And that one went way under the radar. Like no one talked about it. No one, and to most it's probably not that big of a deal, but this is a great way for them to virtually and even in person run tournaments, sanctioned tournaments. I think that's big. And being a part of the convention industry in my former life, I definitely know the importance of that sort of thing. So very, very cool. Speaking of Microsoft, you guys know every year they release a new Christmas sweater. And I say like you knew it. I didn't know that. I saw an article saying, oh, the new Christmas sweater this year is Microsoft Paint, ugly sweater, Microsoft Paint. And I go, wait, this year? Wait, what'd you do last year, the year before? I had no idea. So every year they do a Christmas sweater, ugly sweater, with a Microsoft theme on it. They're amazing, and I have got to show them to you. Let's see. It's a great time for ugly sweaters, wouldn't you say? Yes. This would be one I'd wear proudly. Each year, Microsoft takes it upon itself to craft an ugly sweater inspired by an OS application or just a famous Windows thing. So this year, it's Microsoft Paint inspired. Last year, it was Windows XP. And the year before that, it was Windows 95. Actually, I have two screenshots. Check this out. OMG. What? How cool is that? That's Windows 95 on top and then Windows XP on the bottom. Hey, guess what? I had to buy one. I had to buy one.
Oh, fuck.
I did. I went and I bought one. I bought the XP one. I had to have it. Yeah, they're a little spendy. They were $60. But I think it's totally worth it. And I love it. Totally worth it. Plus, they give $20 of the purchase to charity. They give it to Girls Who Code, which is great. So I'm very happy to support that. That makes it feel even better. So yeah. I mean, who doesn't want a fucking Windows XP ugly sweater? Well, come on, bruh. You know you want that. What? Little quick blurb about Microsoft Flight Simulator. I won't spend a lot of time on this. It's something I'm interested in, and I think a lot of people are too. But the VR support is going to launch later this month. We already knew it was going to launch later this month. However, originally it was stated that they were going to launch it exclusively to the HP Reverb 2 headset, which is a headset I am, in fact, very much eyeing. Excuse me. And in fact, when the time comes for me to get a VR headset, that's going to be the one I buy. It is compact. It's co-developed by Valve. So it has all the great Valve assets on it, the audio, the speakers, the headset, all that sort of thing. Great field of view, but also doesn't need all those cameras and IR trackers around the room to plot your placement. It uses cameras that are built into the mask. So, which is great because I don't have a lot of space to be putting up fucking things everywhere and then having it be in, the full room, full meal deal. So yeah, Reverb 2 looks awesome. But however, the big news about it and why I wanted to bring this up is that they said that this is going to be open to all VR headsets when it launches. So I don't know if something fell through with the Reverb 2 or whatnot, but they're launching it with all of the VR headsets. So very cool. When is it here? Later this month, December 22nd. There it is. December 22nd. So get ready. Get ready, folks. It's coming. And that is a great segue into the next section. I'm going to just pop up the cam. There's this nice segue into the next section. Next Level Racing has just released a new racing cockpit. This is called the GT Lite. It is a foldable, portable, lightweight simulator cockpit. And if you're watching the video feed, you can see a picture of it here on your screen, which is really nice. Now, is it going to be the most sturdy thing you've ever sat in? No. However, is it functional? Yes, of course. And what exciting that they have this picture on their website, and I just clipped it. But look at the picture. It is of them installing flight sim controls, and it just was like, boom, yes. I don't want to spend, $1,000 on another sim rig. Why not just get something like this and then attach my flight controls to it, and then I have just a portable, lightweight flight sim rig? Oh, it's perfect. Or how about even just another portable racing rig for when friends come over or something? Like, this makes a lot of sense. This is completely portable, foldable, makes sense. $230 for this. That is super affordable in this world. And you guys know, this world is crazy. People spend just as much as they do on like a car for some of their stuff. I'm not that guy, but there's a lot of people that do. And I think this is a nice little portable solution for that. Plus, it'd give me a way to put my flight controls in like a designated official spot. I love it. Down the road, am I gonna win the lottery anytime soon? And we're gonna need to got to fix this. We got to fix this. My last little article here that I have in gaming is about the hacker Ryan Hernandez. You may have remembered his name because he leaked a whole bunch of information from Nintendo. A lot of their data. He leaked it, and in fact is now paying the price. He's sentenced to 3 years in prison following a guilty plea. Ryan Hernandez, the hacker who pled guilty to stealing information about the Nintendo Switch prior to its release, has been sentenced to 3 years in prison. The sentencing follows a plea agreement originally proposed in January 2020. In addition to prison time, Hernandez will also be required to pay Nintendo $259,000 in retribution for the stolen information. That's a fucking chunk of change. Hernandez was first investigated by the FBI after an associate successfully fished confidential information from a Nintendo employee in 2016. So he fished information from them first. The FBI then requested that Hernandez stop the illegal activity in 2017. So they actually reached out to him and said, stop doing this. However, he continued to dig into confidential information in the following years, and the FBI opened and renewed the investigation and, in fact, caught him and sentenced him. That is a massive, massive deal. Crazy. I just think about that. Insane stuff, man. Insane. I mean, how about that Smash GG, though?
Please, smash. Please.
Hello? You've got voicemail.
We're going to jump over to the Heine House hotline and check out some voicemails that we have here. I think I've got two in here. Yeah. I think I've got one from. No, I got three in here. Let's just jump in. I know I've got one from the Maniac, the Cameron Johnson voicemail Maniac, because he's always representing. He's throwing down. So let's jump in. Hear this message here. You've got voicemail. 503-908-5490 is the phone number. Give it a call. It goes right to my voicemail. You can just talk to me. I'd love to see what's on your mind. You can also email it too if you're outside the U.S.
What's going on, Jason? This is the Maniac of voicemails here, Mr. Cameron Johnson.
The Maniac.
I was just kind of thinking, well, I've been on a PlayStation 1 kick lately.
Yeah, me
My
too,
collecting
actually.
tends to go, like it was Sega Genesis, and then all of a sudden I kind of bought all the Sega Genesis games I'd sold a while back, and then I kind of got into Sega Saturn a little bit, and Sega Saturn's so expensive now that I don't know. And I'm on kind of a PS1 kick, so I've been kind of hunting for some hidden gems, RPGs, etc. Was curious what some of your favorite PlayStation 1 games are. Also, maybe what are some of your favorite PlayStation 1 games that are quote-unquote hidden gems or under the radar, maybe ones that they're not as well known. But yeah, love to have some recommendations. I'm currently playing Parasite Eve, which I really enjoy. It's sort of a survival horror game that doesn't scare me, which is a rarity. Not really survival horror, but it's Squaresoft, of course. So kind of a mix, I guess, of that and sort of a Squaresoft RPG. But curious of your picks, maybe some of Stephanie's picks as well. Favorite PS1 games. Hope you guys are doing great, and we'll talk to you guys again real soon.
Thanks, Cameron. Appreciate the voicemail. Thank you so much. It's so funny that you bring up PlayStation 1 because I've, in fact, been on a PlayStation 1 kick myself. So much, man. I was actually streaming it this week, just yesterday. I was playing PlayStation 1 games live, and because the PlayStation 1 had its birthday in Japan. And so I picked all of the, well, not all of, but a select handful of PS1 launch titles, and then I had the chat vote, and we all voted to see which one I would play. And I think we played 3 or 4 different games, and I'm going to continue this as well. So if you want to see some PS1 played live launch games, or not even launch games, just, in general, come on by twitch.tv/the Heine House. Shameless plug there. You got to check it out. Come by my Twitch, please. One that really stands out that, in fact, a lot of people have not seen or heard of is a game called Jumping Flash. I have Jumping Flash right over here. This is a great first-person. It's really a first-person shooter, but you play a robotic rabbit named Robbit, and you have to save the world, right? But it's a really fascinating game because the art style is really unique. It's beautiful for its time, and it's very over the top, I would say. Like, the voice acting is crazy. The enemies are all like weird bugs and animals, and it's just a really awesome game. You have to collect, in the first one you collect carrots, and you collect like 3 or 4 carrots and then go to the exit. And the second one, there's a second Jumping Flash 2, which a game I never played. I have it, but I put it in. We played it finally for the first time live and ended up completing the game, beating the game, which is great. When you collect little moo-moos and you have to save the world. Anyway, just look it up. It's a really, really cool game. That is one I definitely would recommend. Jumping Flash 1 or 2, and they're not that expensive, I don't think. You can get your hands on it, but I probably would get your hands on it sooner than later. I bet you the prices on PS1 will start to go up here, creep up shortly. Another one, too, in the early days, in the early 90s, you had to have a pretty strong and fully built PC to play Wing Commander games. And I remember trying it was a lot of work to try to get Wing Commander to run on a PC. I had a Packard Bell 166 megahertz processor, and I was able to get Wing Commander to run, not well, but it did run a little bit. So what was fascinating is at the time, playing those type of games, which used full motion video, had Mark Hamill in it. I'm talking about Wing Commander 3, Heart of the Tiger. That's one of my favorites. But back in those days, to buy Wing Commander, you pay $60, buy the game for PS1 in the long box, and it played perfectly on the console, right? Totally optimized, ready to go, where it wouldn't play as well on a PC. I know, this is weird, right? This is a complete flip-flop. There was a time when these games would run better on a console than a PC because PCs were expensive and hard to get parts, and the technology wasn't there yet. So in 93 or 94, whenever it came out, I bought Wing Commander, Heart of the Tiger on PS1, and it is fantastic. It plays great. Sure, you don't have the benefit of having all the keyboards, and the mouse control and all that sort of thing, but it does work. And if you get a copy of the game, make sure it has the quick hint booklet in there. There's a booklet that gives you all the hotkeys, and it's really helpful. Because with a joystick or controller, it does key button configurations. It does different clicks, like up and R2 does this, and then, all these different buttons. So make sure to try to find that. I'm sure you just download it online, to be honest. It probably has a PDF of it somewhere. So definitely want to check that. So anyway, there's a couple of recommendations for you, Cameron. I mean, I could do a whole episode on PS1. I love the PS1. Absolutely brilliant console. Gosh, yeah, and I've been in the mood to play it too. Been going back and streaming it and having fun. People have been really enjoying it, so appreciate that. Thanks for the voicemail.
Hey, Jason, this is Clava, and greetings from Fairview, Oregon.
Fairview,
I'm out
Oregon.
here visiting my dad for about 2 weeks, and figured I'd let you know. But I have two questions for you. Actually, it's the same question, but, you have two answers. My question is, what retro video game, like NES, Super NES, Sega Genesis, would you like remade for modern consoles, say PS4, Xbox, Series X, PS5? What game would you like a remake? And the opposite, what modern game would you like done in like an 8-bit or 16-bit style? That's my question. All right.
Oh, man. Thank you, Cliva. Appreciate the voicemail. Damn, that's a big question. That's a tough question. Wow. Modern game we'd like to make in 8 or 16-bit. Well, I think I'm going to answer it like this. I think the benefit that we have for modern gaming is the ability to have online play and the ability to have so much variety and the choices in how we play with people, right? It's not just couch co-op. So, you know what I'm going to say? I'm going to say something like and just pick any like MMO. It was Minecraft Dungeons that I played and I really enjoyed. I was playing that with Steph and we had a really great time. And although, it's the Minecraft style, but it's still kind of like the blocky style. And I think having like, an MMO or, a game of like, even pick like PUBG or something like a battle royale. I know, oh no, not the battle royale. Shut the fuck up, Jason. No, think about that. If we had like a battle royale game, and maybe it's not even like a first person, it couldn't be a first person type. I mean, yeah, it'd be kind of weird. Maybe a top down or something like that, but then have the ability to have online play, like Super Nintendo Online or NES Online gaming. You know what I mean? And I think the emulators can do that. I think they have the technology to do that in the emulator, but just in like a real release game where it's online, you can play. So yeah, man, I think an MMO would be great. Think about playing Legend of Zelda. Think about playing A Link to the Past or something, but then being able to play it online with friends. People have their own areas. They can like craft and make their own like villages and trees and crops, and you can raise animals. Like, think about that. And then you could go in and battle and do things together, co-op. Ooh, that would be amazing. I don't know. That kind of like jump back and forth between retro and modern, but that's kind of what I'm thinking for like modern stuff is being online would be really, really awesome. So yeah, I would love to see like a battle royale or even just like a team co-op type NES style of game. Old school game that we need to be remade into modern. Wave Race needs to be remade. We need a good, proper water, boat, wave, jet ski racing game. We have the best one we've had since then was Hydro Thunder Hurricane on 360. I mean, that was 10 years ago. We need a proper boat racing game. They need to get the water physics figured out and do it right. That would be amazing. I would love that. So that would be my pick for sure, 100%. I mean, that's That's pretty standard. I mean, can we get another Burnout too? Maybe we need another Burnout. We need another one of those. We just need the good, fun arcade games. Right now we're living in a life where these games are a lot of, I'm fighting off a sneeze. These games are like a huge time sink. And that's great and good and fine and dandy. But when you get older, you start to be an adult. Like, I don't have time to sink 30, 40, 50 hours, into a game. I kind of want just a quick hit, fun arcade experience at times. And so I think we need to relive that. And it was really, they're starting to do that and come back into it. And I think that's pretty fantastic. So yeah, man. So Clive, thank you for the call. I appreciate that. Thanks for listening. Fairview, Oregon. Good to see you. Thanks so much for tuning in. Appreciate you. All right. And it looks like we have one more voicemail here. It looks like it's from the homie Rusty.
Hey,
Mr.
Jason.
Rusty.
It is Rusty Lewis, or Ari Lewis 2011 to some people on the interwebs maybe. I just wanted to shoot you a quick audio question potentially, but I really just wanted to share a few things with you. The first of which is just showing me some hospitality when I was out in AZ, just getting a chance to meet you and
awesome.
Your willingness to meet me and, hop around to Bookman's and a Goodwill and just chat it up a little bit.
Great time.
Meant the absolute world to me. So I just want to thank you so much.
Me too, man.
For agreeing to do that and just, spending a few hours of my vacation showing me around Arizona. And another quick thing I did want to talk about, and hopefully, I don't go too long here and ramble incoherently for some absurd amount of time.
Go for it. It's cool,
but I
man.
was listening to your recent Heine House Entertainment podcast episode, and one of the comments you said kind of just stood out to me. And, I was actually playing a video game while I was listening to the podcast, and I put the controller down, I paused it, and I really was like listening really intently with what you were saying. And you talked about having a deeply kind of insignificant voice. And I know you didn't mean it in any kind of self-deprecating, diminishing your value sort of way, but it really got me thinking and reflecting about your impact to not only the YouTube gaming community, but really just other like-minded content creators in general. And I'm not sure, for me personally, I ever would have had as much interest in podcast creating if it wasn't for All Gen Gamers, and particularly your presence on the show.
Thanks,
over the years, and the projects that you've gone on to do outside of AGG. And so I just wanted to take a moment to remind you that you continue to be such a beacon of positivity to so many people, and really just an inspiration for me, certainly, where you've been dealt so many bad cards really in the past few years with it's no secret. You've talked openly about this, your health scare last year, and more recently, your cancer scare. And what'd you do? You grabbed it by the fucking horns and you said, no, I'm not going to be ruined by this. I'm not going to be defined by this. And even more, you weren't going to suffer in silence about it. You shared your journey with this community, and that takes a tremendous amount of courage. And so I just wanted to commend you on all of that, and more than anything, just to thank you for continuing to do what you love, which is clearly so evidently done out of sincerity and just a genuine passion for games, music, and community. And, I told you this when we were kind of hanging out in AZ. Listening back to AGG back in the day, I always saw you as kind of this celebrity, right? This audio engineering hero that dramatically changed the production value of AGG, and you just brought such a exuberant, great personality to the show. And the crazy thing is, the moment you pulled up in your car and we started browsing through Bookman's, it literally felt like we've been friends for years. And that's just a testament to your character and who you are. And I think I can speak for me, and certainly on behalf of the entirety of everyone that listens to this show, that we just appreciate who you are and what you do, and you really are making a difference. And going back to your comment, I know it wasn't meant to be diminishing who you are, but I think everyone needs to be reminded of how special they are and the influence and the positive change you bring to the community in abundance. So
wow.
With that, I will probably hold off on asking a question until maybe the next episode, but I hope this audio comment, this audio clip finds you well, Jason, and
wow.
You know, I'm always looking forward to the newest and latest, greatest episode of Heine House Entertainment, and certainly everything that you've been doing on Twitch recently. It's all been really good stuff. So anyways, buddy, talk to you soon. Thanks for everything you do. We all really appreciate you.
Man. Rusty, geez, man. I don't even know how to respond to that. Just so much love to you and your family, man. Thank you. Thank you. I feel like you get it. You completely get it. Thank you for acknowledging and supporting and just vocalizing that. I needed that. You are right. Sometimes we all need to be reminded of this, of the importance that we all have to so many people on all scales, on all levels. Thank you, Rusty. Man. I would be a broken record if I said again, it's all I've ever wanted to do was to create something that does something for others, you know, that something that people can listen to or watch, whether they can feel something with it, they can laugh, they can enjoy, and I can feel confident and happy at what I'm doing, because I never want to do anything that I'm unhappy doing. None of us do. And to be able to share this with you is amazing. And just to get a comment like that makes me feel that, all the bullshit aside, that I've actually done something. And you're right. I may have been at a little low spot there on that episode for sure. Very much so. So it's been amazing to hear that, Rusty. Man, R.E. Lewis, 2011, my man, Otaku Brothers podcast. Give them a look. Give them a listen. They're fantastic. Rusty, you're awesome. Love you, brother. Thank you. Man, feels good. It feels good. You know, as we sit here and we round out the year, it's little things throughout your day that may be insignificant to others, but to you, it may be the most important thing ever. And it may really help you overcome whatever challenges you're facing that day, that month, that year. And for me, building community has always been a top priority. Even when I share my life and it's not understood fully. And I think that's a big part of me. I think it's a big part of the Heine House ecosystem, is that I share stuff that I'm doing. I share my life, right or wrong, join me or don't join me. And I think a lot of times it may not fully be understood by the majority of people. But if you actually sit down and look, you'll realize that I'm, in fact, no different than you. I just happen to be able to somehow say it and express it in my own way, which that's what we all do. We all express things in our own way. And I'm just thankful for everyone who has partaked in that and jumped on the ship and gone on this sail with me. Y'all are amazing. And I think we're going to have a great end of the year here, a great December as we round out. I'm excited to do my recap, my year in recap video. I'm excited, but also dreading it. There's a lot of stuff that's happened, a lot of drama. But that's life. That's how we do. That's how we get through it. It's how we rise above it, right? Like you said, Rusty, you know, I grabbed the bull by the horns and said, fuck that. No, not going to let it get me down. And that's how we all are. And that's how we all are going to be moving forward. All of us. We're going to stand together and do this. So I appreciate you all. That's the episode. Maybe a little shorter episode this week, but you know what? It's because I went half hour longer on the last one. Much love to you. Thank you for listening. HeineHouse.com is the website. And if you want to get at me in a voicemail or say hi or join the Discord or just reach out, I would love to hear from you. Okay? Feel free to do so. Much love to you. Take care, and we'll see you on the next episode. All right? Bye now.